Understand that you are trying to pass a resolution.
No, they already have it.
That has passed, the year of 99-2. That was passed back in 99 for reading the rest allowed 3 minutes.
Okay.
Not like 15 minutes like the previous meeting and things like that.
So you limit your township residents as to their testimony.
Testimony or questions?
Okay.
We ain't in court, so there ain't no testimony.
All I got was a letter stating you acknowledged that you received my right to know request.
And that is referred for legal review, which would give us additional time to respond.
And what time period would that be, sir?
Not having my calendar in front of me, I believe that would be sometime within the next week or two for a formal comment regarding that.
Okay, so you're not going to address it at this meeting?
That was not my intention on that.
Okay, I'm here on this hot topic, evidently, of the curbing installation. I was here 2 months ago at the meeting. At that time, it sounded to me like there was going to be an ordinance passed to extend the deadline. I wasn't able to get to last month's meeting. I understand things have changed. So basically what I'm looking for is an update as to where things stand with the curbing, what the requirements are, what the deadlines are. If someone could provide that information, I would appreciate it.
Originally it was November 1st. I understand there's some people do have some problems, would like a little more time due to financial reasons. I don't think it's going to hold anything up. And if we wait till spring, it's not going to hurt anything. And we don't have to do anything, just not enforce it till the days.
Until such time, it's not my counsel to the board that you fail to enforce the ordinance as written, as you've done with other people throughout the township.
Repeat that. I didn't hear it.
Absent this body taking formal action and either amending the ordinance to grant an additional time period, like we did last time, I would not advise the board to sit silent and not do anything. You had the vote being passed. So we're going to enforce it. You have a valid ordinance on the books. My comment would be that we enforce it per the ordinance. We may not like it, but that's what's on the book.
I respectfully reiterate to Solicitor Feeman that was not properly notified to the property owners. It was not full 180 days. It was a 125-day notice, so therefore it's unenforceable on the property owners.
I will accept your comment, and I will advise my client accordingly.
Somebody went around the township and marked spots on the road. I'm assuming that's the location in from there, so many feet where the curbing's to go.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And how many feet is that?
5 feet.
5 feet in from the marks. Okay. Then my contention, the same I believe as the Litz's, is that I don't own the property that's 5 feet in from those marks.
Where do you live?
I don't live there. I have a rental property at 520 North 23rd Street. And according to the only record that I can produce, my property line does not go out that far. So I guess we need to determine, and I don't know who the we is, what the resolution is here. Because I personally don't feel like paying $1,600, $1,700 to put curbing on property that I don't own. I don't feel that's my responsibility. I don't feel I should have to do that. I understand there's other people in the township that did put curbing in that probably weren't required to either. And if I was in their boat, maybe I'd be a little upset that I put it in and didn't have to. Well, I didn't put it in.
I put it in the front. I got to put it down the side. I guess this issue, I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either, but that's why I'm here tonight, to try to find out what the answer is. I'd really like to...
From what I understand it, I feel I own the land. But until he comes up with something, I don't know.
I mean, I like putting it in my place either, but my land borders township property, therefore, somewhere wherever that falls, that right-of-way, I have to put curbing in, so I did it.
Well, my contention is you didn't have to put curbing in. You did it. That was your choice to do it.
Well, the ordinance was that we had to put curbing in along the road before the road was resurfaced.
Do I have to put curbing in on property that I don't own? Is that what you're telling me?
It's the right-of-way.
It's not the right-of-way.
It's the right-of-way.
It's not the right-of-way.
If
the curbing is to go in 5 feet from the mark that you indicated on the road,
that's not what it is. For 2 people out of all the time.
I don't care if I'm the only person.
I know that. You don't care.
If I'm right, it doesn't make a difference. So we need to get to the bottom of it. Am I right or am I wrong? Who has the official record? Where does the property line start? It's a simple question. This has been going on for 3 months. Can't somebody answer it? Okay, the deed is very unspecific too. It doesn't give a specific location. So if I look at the tax map in the county, it starts at the front of my property.
Somewhere it has to state somewhere that a right-of-way is maintained by somebody, whether it's the township or the owner.
What the right-of-way means in a municipal term is this, that the township has the right to do what it wants to do within that right-of-way. The right-of-way is still the property of the person, but they are subject to the right-of-way placed upon it.
And
so in theory, sure, you could build your patio onto a municipal right-of-way. However, if the township wanted to widen the road, wanted to lay utility lines in that right-of-way, your patio can be reduced if it extends into that right-of-way. You have the right to do that.
But when your boundaries of your property stop before it gets to, when the right-of-way is beyond...
That's exactly the case.
Those are all issues of interpretations of deeds. And in order to make that analysis, you can't generalize it. Typically speaking, when calls are read to streets, running along 23rd Street, running along Guilford Street, and their feet associated with that, generally speaking, when you interpret the deed, if the feet don't go to the roadway, you interpret to the monument, and the monument is the roadway.
Right.
Okay? Right. But it's all very deed specific. It's hard to generalize concepts because someone's property might leave a gap, or might leave unclaimed property. But generally speaking, that's typically not the case because there's some monument of reference, especially in an urban area such as West Lebanon. And that's what the call would read to, whether the feet component was right or wrong.
Well, let me ask a quick question. It's just about all West Lebanon's 10-foot right-of-way. So there'll be places where porches are on that right-of-way.
Correct.
So you're saying we would have the right to have them take part of that porch?
In theory, if you wanted to do something for a municipal purpose, they cannot impede your right-of-way. The same would apply in a neighbor standpoint, where someone has a right-of-way to gain access to their property across somebody else's land. You can't impede that right-of-way. If you do, the person that owns the right-of-way has the right to open it up. Now, it's a broad generalization of a somewhat complicated area of law, but generally speaking, if you have a right-of-way which cannot be impeded upon, and the one that owns that right-of-way can open it to the detriment of the one that's subservient to it.
But is there something somewhere in writing that states that you just stated?
There are a number of cases I can show you. Is there a specific statute? I can't call off the top of my head now.
That's what we need to settle this.
Well, it seems to me that this particular type of situation would be settled would be by some kind of litigation.
In my opinion, if the township takes the position that the ordinance is enforceable, and an individual says, for whatever reason, I'm not going to do it.
Well, hang on. Resolve the issue.
If the township takes the position that the ordinance is valid and enforceable, and someone for whatever reason says, I'm not going to do it, yes, the ultimate conclusion is when the township either does it itself and liens the property, or files a motion to compel that individual to be compliant. That's when the whole issue comes to a head.
And that's what... Yes, ma'am.
And that goes back to part of my right to know request. I would like to see the signed rights of way. If indeed you're saying the public, us, gave you the right of way, then there should be a signed record of that. I have not seen any evidence of who owns that right of way and how it got the name right of way. Do you understand? I think it's unclaimed property, and I only live at my place for 4 years. I would like to do a quick claim deed on that out to the curb line to make it easier and clean, but I have not gotten permission so that we don't end up in a legal battle. That is my request.
Yeah.
She's getting technical here and where her property abuts the curb, is that right? Her property line, I mean.
She's arguing a 10-foot right of way.
If it's just a matter of a couple of feet, why the heck don't you just plow it there and pave it and make it part of the road, right?
That's not the issue.
Extend the road.
Yeah, that's not the issue.
It's where the curb goes, Tom.
It's where the curb goes.
It's where the curb goes.
It's a 10-foot right of way. Who owns a 10-foot right of way? Okay. On her deed, her stakes are in her tree 10 foot in. Okay. 10 foot in. 10 foot out from there is the right of way.
Yeah.
That's the argument. Who owns the right of way?
The township does, right? Or, I mean,
If they do, then they should maintain it.
well, but if they straight level it off and pave it, they can maintain it just like a regular road.
They can.
And then there's, I mean, I don't know what kind of cost that's
Let me ask
going
you
to
this.
cost,
Can you
but
show-
we're just
can you
going
show
back
me
and
the
forth
case
there.
with,
It's getting to be ridiculous.
Well, if we got an answer the first time, it wouldn't keep going on.
John Litz, I can settle this easily with my property. Will you give me the land? Will you just give me that 10-foot right-of-way? Let me claim it on the deed. Let me pay taxes on it. That's all I'm asking. Is that an issue? Because you say you don't own it. You say I own it. But I don't have any documentation that simply says that I own it. And that's what I would like.
We're not saying you own it, we're not saying we own it, we're saying it's a right of way.
Well,
if it's a right-of-way, somebody has to own it. Or nobody has to own it. Just give me the land.
He's going to get me a case or two and we'll look at it and see what happens. See if that's... I understand what you're saying.